Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. General Hospital spoilers. Alexis panics over dreadful Sam news. Mom's worst nightmare becomes reality. General Hospital, GH. Spoilers reveal that there's been plenty of talk about Lulu Spencer's, Alexa Havens, risky surgery in recent episodes. Lulu's procedure doesn't have the greatest odds, but Isaiah Gannon, Sawandi Wilson, is hoping he can be a miracle worker and pull off this liver transplant successfully. Sam McCall's Kelly Monaco. End of all this is being viewed as the easy part, but trouble's brewing. GH writers have already been setting it up by having Sam sign a waiver so that Lucas Jones, Van Hanses, can operate on his own half-sister. It feels like Lucas is being backed into a guilt-ridden corner where he'll have to live with the complications that are on the way. Lucas is a skilled surgeon, but even he can't control when things go wrong in the OR, or even in post-op recovery. During the week of October 28 November 1, Alexis Davis, Nancy Lee Grahn, will continue to wait for news about Sam's surgery. The longer it takes for Alexis to get updates, the more uneasy she may become. At some point, Alexis will panic over some scary news. We'll see Alexis deal with some alarm bells when it comes to Sam, so Lucas may have a tough confession to make. Lucas might admit there's been an issue that no one saw coming. Once Sam was on the operating table, something may have gone awry and spiraled out of control. Then again, there could be some problems when it comes to waking Sam up from the anesthesia, or something along those lines. Whatever the case, Alexis will ultimately end up in panic mode based on what she hears. Sam was supposed to be a hero and go home to her family, but that's not how things are going to play out. The way Cyrus Renault, Jeff Kober, has been hanging around the hospital feels rather ominous, especially considering the whole powered-down ventilator incident, which he may have been responsible for. It's possible Cyrus will have a hand in Sam's grim fate, since there's been some buzz about him possibly sabotaging Sam's IV bag. Regardless, Sam's stint at GH will end with a devastating blow to her family and friends. General Hospital spoilers say Alexis will have to wrap her head around what comes next, so we'll bring you more predictions on all the chaos. The quiet comfort Alexis Davis had been working so hard to build in her life shattered as a single message pinged onto her phone. One look, and her pulse quickened. It was from Sam, and the text was brief, clipped with tension. "Mom, can you meet me? It's urgent." Nothing more. Alexis didn't need more. As a mother and a lawyer, she'd spent her life preparing for scenarios that might unnerve the strongest souls. But Sam had a way of finding danger, sometimes unwittingly, sometimes brazenly. Alexis always hoped the risks Sam took were behind her, but the look in her daughter's eyes lately told a different story. She couldn't ignore the pang of dread gnawing at her. As Alexis arrived at Sam's small cottage near the water, she steeled herself. Sam's car was parked out front, but the lights inside were dimmed. It wasn't like Sam to sit in darkness, not when she was home alone. Alexis knocked softly, then again, louder, until the door creaked open just enough for Sam to appear, her face shadowed and lined with worry. "Sam, are you okay?" Alexis demanded as she entered, sweeping her gaze over the living room and looking for any sign of trouble. "What's going on?" Sam rubbed her temples, visibly exhausted. She gestured for her mother to sit but couldn't make eye contact. I wanted to tell you before anyone else did," she began, her voice trembling with the vulnerability Alexis rarely saw. "It's bad, Mom. Worse than I thought, and I don't know how to fix it." Alexis's mind raced. Was it Danny, Scout, or someone else? What happened? "Sam, you need to tell me." "Start at the beginning," Alexis urged, her voice gentle but firm. Sam took a deep breath, glancing out the window as if expecting someone to materialize out of the darkness. She seemed to be struggling with her words, wrestling between wanting to protect her mother and needing her advice. Finally, she looked at Alexis with eyes clouded by anguish and fear. "It's true, Mom," Sam whispered. "He's gotten mixed up in something dangerous again, and now it's pulling us both in." Drew Kane. Alexis had long admired his resilience, especially after he lost so many memories, a life scattered with ghosts he couldn't remember. But he was always drawn to the fire, just like Sam. Together, they were an explosive match. The intensity that bound them was also what made their love so perilous. Alexis let out a shaky sigh, sensing the weight of the impending storm. "Sam, does this have anything to do with the mission he went on?" "I heard whispers, but nothing concrete." Sam's face tightened, confirming Alexis's suspicions. "Yes, it's related to that. Drew got involved with an underground group during his latest mission. At first, he thought they were allies, people working toward peace. But then things got twisted." "Mom, they're dangerous. I think he's being used as a pawn in a way none of us expected." Alexis's heart thudded painfully. "So you're saying Drew's, what? A target? Or is he in with these people now?" Sam leaned forward, wringing her hands together. "It's not that simple. He isn't just a target. They started to threaten him with us. With me and the kids." Every protective instinct Alexis had sharpened like a blade. "They're threatening you." Her voice came out sharper than she intended, and Sam flinched. "Yes, and that's why I can't let you get involved, Mom," Sam whispered, her voice barely audible. "This is why I didn't want to tell you. But I didn't have a choice. I have to find a way to help Drew. I have to keep the kids safe, and I don't know if I can do both." Alexis reached out, wrapping her fingers over Sam's in a gesture of strength and reassurance. "Don't say that. You're not alone in this, Sam. I'm not going to let you carry this weight on your own. We're family. We fight together." Sam took a trembling breath, her face filled with a mixture of relief and reluctance. She knew her mother's fierce loyalty and protective spirit, but Alexis had already lost so much, and the thought of dragging her into this danger was almost unbearable. "Drew's been gathering intel to try to take these people down," Sam continued. "They're involved in weapons trafficking, something he stumbled upon accidentally. Now they're blackmailing him, trying to force him to join their operations. He's been resisting, but it's only a matter of time before they realize just how much he's learned." Alexis's jaw tightened. This was no ordinary threat. It was lethal, and she knew it could consume everyone they loved if they weren't careful. "Sam, listen to me. We need a plan, and we need allies. Who else knows about this?" Sam hesitated. "Only a few. Jason suspects something's wrong, but I haven't told him everything. And Anna, she's aware that Drew might be in trouble, but she's stretched thin as it is." Alexis nodded slowly, calculating their options. She knew they couldn't rely on just anyone. Involving the wrong people could put even more lives at risk. "I know you want to protect Drew, but you can't do this alone. I think it's time we loop Jason in completely. His connections and his loyalty to you and Drew might make all the difference." Sam opened her mouth to protest, but then closed it, understanding the wisdom in her mother's words. "Fine, but we have to be careful. If these people find out we're onto them, it'll only escalate." They sat in silence, both mothers trying to process the weight of Sam's revelation. Alexis's heart ached for her daughter, for her resilience, for the determination in her eyes that reminded Alexis so much of her own younger self. But she also knew the toll this fight could take on Sam, and she was terrified of the price it might demand. "Sam," Alexis murmured, her voice breaking slightly. "I don't know how to make this all go away, but I do know this. You're not going to lose everything. I won't let that happen." Sam's expression softened, her eyes brimming with unshed tears. "Thanks, Mom. I don't know what I'd do without you." In that moment, Alexis made a silent vow. No one was going to harm her daughter or her family without facing her wrath. The calm life she had built for herself was about to be shattered, but Alexis didn't care. She would fight with every fiber of her being if it meant keeping her family safe. Their plan would be difficult, fraught with danger and moral gray areas. They would need to be ruthless, smarter than their enemies, and above all, united. Alexis knew that, as a mother, there were no limits to what she would sacrifice for her children. And as they clasped hands, drawing strength from each other, a fierce determination blazed between them, a mother and daughter ready to confront any nightmare together, prepared to face the darkness with unwavering resolve.